that and for your immense dedication to this issue. And now, Angelina.
Foreign ministers, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, hundreds of thousands of women and children have been sexually assaulted, tortured, or forced into sexual slavery in the wars of our generation. Time and again, the world has failed to prevent this abuse or to hold attackers accountable. Rape has been treated as something that simply happens in war. Perpetrators have learned that they can get away with it, and victims have been denied justice. But wartime rape is not inevitable. This violence can be prevented, and it must be confronted. There are many individuals and NGOs who have worked tirelessly to address these crimes for years, but the international political will has been sorely lacking. I have heard survivors of rape from Bosnia to the DRC say that they feel that the world simply does not care about them. And who could blame them? For too long, they have been the forgotten victims of war, responsible for none of the harm, but bearing the worst of the pain. But today, I believe their voices have been heard, and that we finally have some hope to offer them. I welcome the long overdue stand that the G8 has taken, and this landmark declaration. And I want to thank the governments of the countries that have made funding commitments today. I particularly endorse the declaration's strong words on rights and freedoms for women and children, and its promise to include women in peace processes and democratic transitions. I welcome the recognition of male victims of sexual violence and the practical action promised to help to lift the stigma from survivors and provide rehabilitation, particularly for children. There is no choice between peace and justice. Peace requires justice. So I welcome the pledge by the G8 to regard rape and sexual violence in armed conflict as grave breaches of the Geneva Conventions, and to give no amnesty to those who commit these crimes. And I fully support the work that will now begin on the International Protocol on the Investigation and Documentation of Sexual Violence in Conflict, and look forward to its adoption. Foreign ministers, millions of people have been waiting for the commitments you have just made, and they will be watching to see them implemented. You have promised to work together to raise awareness of sexual violence and to bring down the barriers to justice. And this significance cannot be understated. It is also very encouraging, if I may say, to see men in leadership speaking out against rape. And I hope many others will follow your example. I pay tribute to Zainab Begora for her courageous, wonderful work. And I want to thank William Hague for his leadership. Rape is not a woman's issue or a humanitarian issue. It is a global issue, and it belongs here at the top table of international decision-making, where he has put it. So I look forward to campaigning with him at the UN, and I call on other governments to make this cause their priority. If they do, this will be the start of a new global alliance against war zone rape and sexual violence, and finally, an end to impunity. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much again to all of my colleagues, to our guests today, to all of you for coming along, for your robust support for this initiative. We will now, as foreign ministers, return to our other business, but I'm delighted we have established this so clearly today. Thank you very much indeed.